Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and you know what? Dookieshed said it best. Cradily will mess you up. I love Cradily. I've been using him since 4th generation as just my go-to, or, another go-to stockpiling Pokemon that's really frustrating to deal with, and there's a lot of different ways you can run Cradily rather successfully. Many different ways, actually. So we can start off by just, looking at the stats and stuff. Good hit points, good defenses, and that's pretty much what you're looking at. You want to go 240, 240-ish, and then go the rest into special defense. Since the special defense is the highest stat, you want to go with the calm nature, or you want to go with the careful nature, depending on what you're doing. Since this is an infestation set, it kind of just makes more sense to lower the attack with calm, instead of just lowering your special attack and having that initial infestation do 1 less damage. Something like that. Now, also, Cradily has a pretty awesome ability in Storm Drain. Pokemon draws in water moves and boosted special attack, so he's a really good anti-weather Pokemon. A lot of people were using him as counters to rain teams, as well as just putting him on a rain team as well. Cradily works really well like that. Gastrodon is another good Pokemon for that, and they're tanky Pokemon, so they soak up damage, and then they just soak up water moves on the side and use it as more power. Can work with Cradily in doubles. There's a couple other ways you can play the moveset around if you want to cater to that, but in singles, you can run him with it, without it. Suction Cups is nice, because the Pokemon cannot be forced to be switched out, or you can't lose your item because you're holding on to it so well. So in singles, it might make a bit more sense for Suction Cups, but Storm Drain is always awesome because if your opponent hasn't seen Cradily before, they don't know what Cradyly's ability could be, you might just get free special attack and have them waste a move if they're a water-type Pokemon. As for the item, Lumberry, Citrus Berry, Leftovers, anything like that is a good option as long as you get that sustain in there, help you set up earlier, help you get that initial bulk going. If you look at the moveset, you have a lot of options. I have Cradily set up over here with Stockpile. I believe this is also another Stockpile set. Or if you want to go the full tank route, Barrier Amnesia. It's pretty much, instead of having Stockpile boost your defense and special defense at the same time, you're going to boost one of those by 2 instead of 2 of those by 1. So this is probably your better singles option, that with Barrier, your opponent is going to pretty much be like, oh, I'm going against a physical Pokemon, use Barrier. Oh, I'm going against a special attacking Pokemon, use Amnesia. Boom. Awesome setup right there. On top of that, I have Recover/Rest here. It's kind of, if you get burned, if you get poisoned, if you get statused, Rest is pretty much your only reliable way out of it, besides having a Lumberry, but even then, that only works once. It has a lot more risk, it takes a bit more to set up. If you're doing Rest, go with the Resto set, Chesto Berry into Rest, and try to just play your opponent around. If you can stat up when you can, go for it, and then go for your rest when you feel. It takes a lot of fine-tuning. With my Snorlax, there's a lot of battles where you have the option to boost your defenses, or you have the option to rest. One of those is the wrong move. There's generally, like, if you rest too early, your opponent's going to get free damage on you when you don't have the defenses. If you rest too late, you're going to be knocked out before you can even get a chance to heal. Recover is a lot better because, well, initially, because you're getting half your health back. Generally, when you're using rest, you're going to be using rest at about 1/3 of your health. So with the recover, you can use recover at 1/3 of your health, and you don't have to suffer from it. You can go up and get going and attacking. Now, the only difference here is with infestation, it's kind of doesn't matter. If you use infestation, you can kind of rest through all the turns of infestation and it'll work. But if you have recover, that means you have the chance to set up Barrier or Amnesia further. Say if you're going up against a Pokemon that has special attack, it's still okay to use Barrier because when that Pokemon that uses special attack goes down, they might bring out a physical wall. Just have everything well-rounded. This is also nice because it isn't stuck on the 3 cap for Stockpile, one of the most dreaded things in the game. Alright, so this is one set. You can also go with Toxic. Toxic is more risky because Toxic won't work against Steel types. And now we can go look at Cradily. Oh, we're already looking at Cradily. So now we look at another set. Now this is one of the more fun and ridiculous sets This one works, again, singles or doubles. The idea here is you set up your stockpiles, you set up your Swords Dance, and then you have Rock Slide. Again, recover or rest as an option. It's just whenever you change tabs, it'll remove the invalid move. So you set up your 3 stockpiles, you have your recover going, leftovers or citrus berry or lumberry or whatever you really feel like could work, and you're good to go right here. So with that recover, you're going to be getting a nice little boost, and then you can go into a rock slide. So, you know, use 2 stockpiles, it might be a time to recover, get Swords Dance, stockpile, however many Swords Dance you feel you're comfortable getting. Sometimes, you know, you can get 3 stockpiles, 3 Swords Dances, and now your rock slide's going to be hurting and doing a good amount of damage and just being something your opponent was not expecting. I didn't know Cradily had Swords Dance until recently, and it's a really just out of nowhere strategy that's pretty darn awesome. I changed around the EVs on this one, 240, 240, still want that special defense nature, this time careful. You don't want to lower the attack, that's just bad. Then again, you have the option, you can put it into special defense, or you can put it into attack. I feel the attack is just worth it. You're boosting your attack a lot, you might as well just get an extra boost on top of it. Couple other tech ideas, yeah, pretty much rest. This is actually not really too many tech ideas, this is kind of how it works. Next, Cradily. This is kind of your generic toxic infestation staller. You set up stockpiles, you go toxic infestation, your opponent is over. Now, there are a couple things, again, rest, recover. I feel this is probably the safest one to run Ingrain on as well. Ingrain can be very good because with leftovers and Ingrain, you're going to be getting 1/8 of your health back every turn, and just when you're sitting on that many stockpiles, when your opponent is going down to toxic and infestation, it can be a bit more sustaining. Again, you are open to status, so rest might be a better option because, you know, you set up toxic infestation, you can rest. You don't have any more moves to do. By the time you pop out of rest, they'll pretty much be knocked out. When you look at the stats, this is where you lower the attack again. You can play around with these stats however you want as well. I feel that because of the meta with physical tanks, or with physical Pokemon, defensive tanks are always going to be just a little stronger. I like trying to be ready for everything because there could be that one special Pokemon that you would have been able to do well against. You just went too physically defensive, and it works the other way around too. If your opponent doesn't even pack a good special attacker, you might suffer for it. So other options in doubles or even in singles, if Sandstorm is up, Cradily is rock and grass. I think I just kind of had a moment. It's rock, grass, and rock types get a 50% boost to their special defense. So if you're doing something like that, then you can totally go with, I want to say, bold. Yeah, you want to go with the bold nature. Really get those defenses up. Under the Sandstorm, your special defense is going to be high. You could probably drop that down to 200 and really just kind of cycle through your stats and make them really strong. And now you're ready for a lot. That's why I really like this set. You can balance out your defenses. You can take advantage of what you need to be stronger against in the moment and then finish them off regardless. So this is Cradily. He'll mess you up. And I really enjoy Cradily a lot. Been using him. And one of my favorite teams was I would just pretty much like run 3v3 singles. Cradily, Snorlax, Gastrodon. If you had Taunt, I would pretty much lose, just like you do with these strategies. But if you didn't, I would just have a field day. It's like, oh man, that Gastrodon was so hard to take out with the stockpile. Oh, Snorlax. Oh, he's using stockpile. Oh, Cradily, another one of these. It's just kind of one of those fun strategies, and Cradily can be very strong, especially if you just go and make your opponent scratch their head and go, Cradily gets Rock Slide? How am I losing to this thing? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day.